Punchline. Hello and welcome to Punchline, our weekly program where we discuss and analyze issues of public concern. A friend, a philosopher, a guide, a teacher, a mentor, a mother, a woman. She's all this and a lot more, but yet nothing much. For centuries together, the role of a woman has been undermined and unappreciated. To discuss the changing role of women in our society, I have with me on the panel today Mr. Mehraj, who is a media student at the Media Education Research Center of the University of Kashmir, and Ms. Nahid Iqbal, who is a student of humanities at the same. And our topic of discussion today shall be, is this still a male-dominated society? Mehraj, what do you think? Is this a male-dominated society?
Well, I don't agree with this. Looking at the contemporary times, except bus cleaners, there's hardly any section of the society where we don't see women competing with men. They are competing very well also, and saying that this woman is not competing with men, it's, I think, fallacious. And I do believe that women are competing with men, and they are competing very well in all walks of the life, and in some fields they are doing better than men. So it's not right to say that women are lagging behind. They are everywhere in actually.
At a more personal level, Mehraj, do you feel that women are a competition to men?
Well, I don't see it as a threat when you talk personally, but it may be true because men are jealous. They don't like women to seeing her excelling in all other fields, seeing the same creature giving birth to a kid and then working with men in an office, coming back, looking after their kids, cooking meals for them, doing all the activities. It may be a bitter pill to swallow for them, but for me it's not, definitely not.
Nahid, isn't it an irony that a woman brings up a girl child and she conditions her to submission to the opposite gender?
Well, I would say that women are born and brought up in such a way, they're conditioned in such a way that they consider themselves as inferiors. So what we need to do is women need to come out of these stereotypical notions, maybe, way back, centuries back when such was the mindset, women could have followed it. But I think that nowadays, women in the 21st century, they are excelling everywhere. And be it medicine, be it engineering, be it space research, women are certainly everywhere. So they need to tell their daughters, they need to, upbring them in such a way that they come out of that preconceived notions.
Do you think, Mehraj, that we need an attitude shift on the part of men to accept this changing role?
Definitely there are people, I would say, who are toughy-nosed characters or megalomaniacs. They do think that men are superior than women. So for that, women should come forward. They should come up and let people know, let especially men know what they are capable of, what they have done in the past and what they are doing at the moment to change their minds and their attitudes. It's important for women to come forward, not expect men to defend them. It's actually the women who has to come up.
Do you think, Nahid, that women are themselves responsible for this state of affairs and they do not know what they are capable of?
Well, certainly they are responsible because they underestimate themselves. They do not realize that they are the essence of every society. They are the harbingers of the society. They perform a dual set of duties, both as homemakers and also as an earning member of the family. So they are in a way blessed. They are special. They can maintain both the things. So that is it.
Well, in that regard, I would like to add, as Nahida said very rightly, that women should come out of that cozy cocoon which they have woven around themselves. It's actually the women who have given men this opportunity to think that they are more superior than them. I mean, men are superior than them because women have not come up, they have not come forward, they have not taken the stand to say that they are superior, they are far better than men in some fields of the life, I would say, be it, as she said, let alone the academics where they are now topping the tables. It has become almost a tradition now. But take the other fields, engineering, be it medicine and civil services. Women are actually everywhere. They are doing very well, and they are competing with men in all walks of the life.
So would you say that reservations, like we see in our state also, they are a way of empowering women or pushing them forward more back?
Well, talking about the other states of the India, it may be a trend there, but here in our state, it shouldn't be like that. It isn't, and it shouldn't be, because in a society like this, here we generally tend to equate a reservation to those who are not able to stand on their feet, who are not able to earn a living for themselves, those who are not sagacious enough, those who are injudicious. It would mean that if you give reservation to women, it would mean that you are comparing actually, you are relating this section of the society to those people, which is not good. Because when they have hands, they have legs, they have a brain, they can compete equally like men are.
Nahid, what do you say to this? In the present scenario, do you think women really need empowerment?
Well, as Mehraj said, it is very right if we give reservation to people who are mentally challenged, who are deformed, say special children or, other people, but not women certainly. It is self-contradictory because on the one hand you say women and men are alike, but, you give them reservations, which kind of shows that you're treating them as inferiors. So what I think is they should give equal rights to both.
It would be like giving secondary status to women by giving a reservation to them.
Definitely.
So it's not a way of bringing them forward, but pushing them further back.
Yeah, it is. I mean, if you would give them reservations, they would kind of think that, yes, maybe they are inferior, and maybe, they are the neglected ones. You need to inculcate the confidence in them so that they can stand for themselves, they can fend for themselves.
Right. I need to ask Mehraj this. Are you comfortable with helping your mother or your sister at home with their household chores?
I definitely do whenever I get a chance, because being a man, suppose if I'm a person who is opposing this thought that women are not equal to men, suppose tomorrow I go outside the state, there I have to live, there I have to cook for myself, there you really come to realize what is the worth of a woman.
Right. Nahid, if domestic duties are a mutual responsibility of a couple, why is it still a taboo?
Well, I would say it is because of a handful of people, who consider it as a taboo and who think that, no, washing and cooking is meant only for women, and they would, treat them like slaves, So it is only because of a handful of people. But what I think is that men need to come out of that, They need to cooperate, they need to help their wives at home, they need to help their mothers. I mean, I don't think there's anything bad in it. And as Mehraj said, there are thousands of people who go outside, who are studying in boarding schools or colleges or working outside. They do everything for themselves, right from cooking down to washing, So why not help at home? I mean, I do not think it is a bad thing at all.
Mehraj, what do you think are the reasons, the things that make a man superior to a woman?
Well, there's an old saying that frailty, the name is woman, but I think in the contemporary times it's no longer in the vogue. Women are tender, but they are not weak. But every individual has its own limitations. See, men are more stronger. Men have their own advantage and their own disadvantage. You can't expect a man to give birth to a child. Similarly, you can't expect a woman to see as a mechanic or a bus cleaner or someone who mends a radio or a television. Here, except a few boutiques, we don't see even women running their own shops, especially in the rural areas. We don't have that culture there.
Similarly to you, Nahid, what do you think makes a woman superior?
Well, I would say that nowhere it is mentioned in no religion that a woman is inferior to a man. They all treat them as equals. And yes, it is true that women are biologically fragile. They're made up in such a way that definitely men are more strong. They can take more stress. They can take more physical load. But I would never say that a woman is weak. Maybe her biological makeup is like that she's fragile. She's meant for special things. I mean, she's blessed with giving birth to a child, and which is certainly an honor, I would think.
I want you to identify certain fields in the current scenario where you still don't see women.
Well, I would say that first of all, it is sort of out of the way. We do see women driving cabs outside, maybe not here, but certainly outside. So you cannot say that, women are not as drivers or whatsoever. And then women are there in army as well. They are there as doctors, as educators. They are there as principals, And the only thing is, maybe women are not there in the active army, and there are reasons for that. They cannot take so much of workload. They cannot fight wars for us, because obviously a woman goes through a lot of stages in her life, So, yeah, there, it can be troublesome. So that's the only reason I think, that's the only field where women aren't there. Otherwise, they are there, obviously, in every walk of life.
What do you say to that, Raj?
As I already mentioned, there except bus cleaners and the mechanics, grease monkeys, seeing a woman mending radios or running their own business establishments. These are few places, I would say, where we don't see women, where there's dearth of women. But rest, they are everywhere.
Right. Thank you, Mehraj, and thank you, Nahid, for being with us today.
Thank you for inviting.
This is a topic with wide aspects and many dimensions, but I'm afraid I shall have to wrap it here for today. So the punchline is that a woman is not just the other half, but also an equal half, if not the better. Send us your feedback at punchline.emmrc@gmail.com. This is Naveed signing off. Thank you for being with us.